In this video, I'm going to show you 5 SolidWorks features that you need to know if you're going to take CSWA and CSWP certification exam. So the first one are global variables. Okay, so when you're going to have to model on the CSWA and CSWP a model, you have to use global variables. So what are the global variables? So if you go here on the left side to the feature manager design tree, you have here equations. And now this folder is empty. So for example, I can open this sketch now here, and I want that this dimension will be changeable. That means that I have to use here global variable, because now if I want to change it, I have to go to the sketch and I have to change it. So on the exam, you'll have to create these global variables. So how do you create them? You go here to the tools and then here equations. And here we have name value. Okay, so for example, my first global variable will be A. And I can go with a value, for example, 100. And that's it. This is my first global variable. Then, for example, what I can do, I can go with a B and I can say 80 and enter. Okay. And also, what is the most important thing that you have a checked here automatically rebuilt, because then once you're going to change global variables, your model will rebuild automatically. So let's click OK on this. And now we can see that we can open these folder equations. And here we have A100 and B80 millimeters. So for example, I can now go here to the sketch to edit sketch. And now I can double click on this dimension 100. Now instead of going with 100, I'll go with equal. And here I have an option global variable. So I can choose A. Let's click OK. Let's click OK again, exit sketch. And now, let me just show you. Now you can see here this sign of the equation, right? So we know this is global variable. So now, for example, if I want to change global variable, I want to change that dimension, I can just go here to equations, right click, manage equations. And now let's say instead of 100, I can go with 110 like this. And we can see here changes. So now model automatically rebuilt. And also I can see here equations 110 millimeters, right? As you can see here. So this is how you work with global variables. Then also the second thing that you need to know are equations. And we manage equations in the same place as global variables. So for example, I can create equation, going here, manage equations, and I can go here with C. And I can say this is B divided by 3. Okay, that's it. Let's click OK. And now what I can do is I can go here to the boss extrude 1, sketch 3, edit sketch. And now instead of 27 millimeters, I'm going to say equals global variable. And I'm going to choose C. But now as you can see, C is already calculated. B divided by 3, which is 80 divided by 3, which is 26.67. And this is what we have here, right? This is turned into global variable because we used equation. Let's click OK. And this is it. Now we have this. And now simply when we want to make some changes to the model, we can just go here to the equations, manage equations, and we can change our parameters. Even, for example, we can add here to the equation plus 5. That's it. Let's click OK. And now, for example, we have C 31.67, which is 80 divided by 3 plus 5. So you'll have to know how to work with global variables and equations if you want to take CSWA and CSWP certification exam. The third thing that you need to know is coordinate system, how to define a new coordinate system, right? So for example, we have our origin here. So if we go here, let's show, this is our coordinate system here, as you can see. And sometimes you have to define a new coordinate system. So how are you going to do that? So you're going to go here to the basic modeling tools. Here we have reference geometry. And now here we have coordinate system. Okay, so they're going to say, okay, define new coordinate system there, right, at certain point. So for example, they can say on this vertex here, like this. And now what you have to do, what you have to be very, very careful is define directions of your axis. So here we have x axis, and we can say our x axis will be on this edge. But also here, we can change direction, right? Orientation on this side or this side here. Then we have y-axis. So we can say this is going to be y-axis. And also we can change orientation to this side or this side. And then also we have z-axis, which is defined by orientation and position of the x and y-axis. So for example, we can go like this. We can click OK. And now here we have our new coordinate system, x, y, and z. And now we can see this coordinate system here. If you want to make some changes to this coordinate system, position, and orientation, you can just go right-click, edit feature, and you can change these things. Okay, so you're going to use this, but you're going to have to calculate center of the mass relative to specific coordinate system, which we're going to show a bit later. So this is number 3. Number 4, which is very important, are units and material. It's very important that you work in the right unit system and you have the right material, because the worst thing is you create everything right and you have the wrong unit system, or you have the wrong material, or you don't have material assigned at all. So to quickly check your unit system, just go down here, and here you can choose millimeters, right? You can go here to the inches. So always quickly go here, check out your unit system. You can also go here, edit document units, and you can change your unit system here. And also here you can change your decimals. How many decimals do you want to have? You can also access these document property units by going here, options, document properties, and then units. The same thing, okay? And this is where you can change your unit system. Now, to change material, you can see here, material not specified. So make sure you have specified here the right material. Right-click, edit material. And now here you have all the materials that you need. As you can see, steel, iron, aluminum alloys, copper alloys, titanium alloys, zinc alloys, plastics, and so on. So you can just come here, for example, aluminum alloys, 1060. And the very important thing is to click here, apply. Once you do that, you're going to see here, change 1060 alloy. And now you can close this, okay? So once you start building a model on the exam, that's the first thing that you want to do. You want to apply the material and you want to change your unit system to the right one, okay? So this is number 4. And number 5, the last one is mass properties. With mass properties tool, we can calculate mass and center of the mass. So let me show you. So we go here, basic modeling tools, and we go here to the mass properties, okay? And now here we have a mass. So you can very easily calculate mass, right? So again, if you have wrong material, you're gonna get different mass. So be very careful. So this is our mass in grams. And then here we have center of mass. But this is center of mass relative to the origin of our part document. Okay, so for example, now if we want to calculate center of the mass relative to this coordinate system that we created, we have to go here. You can see here, default, click here and change here to coordinate system 1. This is the coordinate system we created. Now you can see changes here in our center of mass. Mass here is the same, but center of mass is different. And this is how you get results on the exam, where you're going to have to calculate mass and center of mass. So these are the 5 tools that you need to know when you're going to take CSWA and CSWP exam. Now, if you want the full preparation for a CSWA and CSWP exam, you want to get familiar with all of the tools and also have practice exam, you can click down below and you can access my courses. See you in another video.